The story opens with an office girl who is sitting on a bus returning from work. Along the way, there is a group of children playing and talking about various horror legends, which she secretly thinks are just stories to scare kids. After getting off the bus, she has to use a bridge to cross the railway to the other side, which is something she does every day. However, today is different. As she walks to the middle of the bridge, she hears a sound coming from behind her. When she turns around, she sees nothing, but suddenly a gust of wind blows, prompting her to hurry on. Then the sound grew louder again. She tried to look for the source of the sound but found nothing, causing her to become scared and quickly run down the bridge. The image is of something running at high speed following her with a strange sound, getting closer and closer. She had to decide to run and dodge to a nearby pole, and the sound gradually faded away. She then stepped out from behind the pole, trying to look around, and when she thought it was safe, she stepped out. The moment she took her first step, the wind blew past her again, just before the creature rushed towards her and leaped to attack, gruesomely cutting her in half before it left. The scene cuts to a high school where Aika is asking her close friend Kana to tell Keita, a student, that she has a crush on him. However, Kana feels awkward because she only knows Keita superficially and is not close to him. Aika then promises to treat Kana to lunch, so Kana agrees to talk to Keita. Kana tells Keita that Aika has a crush on him, but Keita seems uninterested since he doesn't know her well. Nevertheless, he says he will consider dating her because at least he knows Kana before walking away. The next day, Ayaka talked to Kana, asking her to walk with her after school because she felt excited about walking alone with Keita. That evening, the three of them went home together and stopped at a drink shop to chat for a while. Keita took out his phone to show them news about a woman who was murdered and cut in half. With the police having no evidence, because the incident occurred in a secluded area without surveillance cameras. Keita then recalled a story from elementary school about Teke, a ghost without a lower body. He explained that at night, whenever someone walks on a bridge, it makes a sound that gets closer and closer, and if they turn around to look, they will be cut in half and die. If they are lucky enough to escape, Teke will come to take their life 3 days later for sure. After their conversation, the three of them parted ways. Keita rode his bike back in another direction, since his house was on the opposite side from the two girls, while Kana and Ayaka walked home together. On the way, the two chatted casually until they reached a junction. Ayaka said that today it felt like Kana and Keita were on a date, and she felt like a third wheel. Suddenly, she snapped at Kana, asking if she couldn't see that they were drifting apart. In reality, Ayaka had overheard Keita telling Kana that he didn't like her and that he was only considering dating her because he knew Kana. This made Ayaka angry, and she walked away from Kana in another direction. After Ayaka walked for a while, she calmed down and felt that she had overreacted, so she wanted to walk back to apologize to Kana, but when she turned around, a gust of wind blew past her. Before she could walk further, she encountered Teke, who was standing in her way. It slowly lifted its body, and she was very startled, trying to run away. However, she stumbled and fell not far away, and Teke quickly rushed towards her. And cut the body into 2 pieces, blood splattering percentage. Then it jumped away. The next morning, Thana learned about the incident, and the teacher took her to give a statement to the police, who had just questioned Keta. She told the police everything, except for the argument she had with the prosecutor, before they parted ways. However, the police were surprised why the prosecutor had died in another location, which was not normally her way home, but Keta said she didn't know either. That evening, when Thana returned home and turned on the TV, she encountered news about women who had been murdered and dismembered, totaling around 3 victims. The police suspected it was the work of a serial killer and arrested the boyfriend of the office girl who had just been killed. However, the boyfriend denied any involvement or wrongdoing. The next day, Thana stood out and wandered aimlessly as she continued to think about the argument. Then Keta rode her bicycle and met Thana. The two talked and went to the prosecutor's grave. Thana was very saddened by the loss of her close friend. That evening, Keta intended to take Thana home, but she said it was fine, since Keta's house was on the other side. Before they parted ways, Thana mentioned the news she had heard about a girl without a lower body, to which Keta replied that she meant take Kate, take Gage, right? She said it was just a story to scare children. Thana then stopped talking and walked away. On the way, Thana felt nostalgic about the prosecutor, so she bought a bouquet of flowers and walked to the place where the prosecutor died. As she was sitting down to place the flowers and pray for the prosecutor, a sudden wind blew in, as if signaling to honor the deceased. At that moment, Keta's voice also echoed, and Thana felt very scared, recalling Keta's words that if she turned to face it, she would die. Thana then closed her eyes. Until the voice disappeared, she stood up and was about to walk home. Suddenly, she heard the prosecutor's voice calling her name, which made her turn around to look. However, at the other end, there was a figure, the Teke, staring at her and lifting itself off the ground, immediately chasing after her. During that time, she encountered Keta, who had returned on his bicycle, worried about her. She quickly got on the bike and told Keta to pedal away from there as fast as possible. But it was still not fast enough to escape the one chasing them. She tried to jump off the bicycle, causing it to fall, which resulted in Keta breaking his leg. However, the figure that was chasing them suddenly disappeared. The next day, after visiting Keta in the hospital, Thana went to the library and tried to find the legend of Teke. By coincidence, she met her cousin Ria, who was also looking for information about it because she was researching the reasons behind a series of murders. They both needed various references. The two walked back together and stopped to look at the information Ria had, which stated that at night, if the package appeared on the overpass, it would start looking for a target. Whenever a victim turned around, they would surely be killed. However, if they were lucky enough to escape, it would still hunt them down to kill them within 3 days. Currently, there had been bodies found that were cut into 2 parts, and rumors spread among children that it was the work of a ghost. Ria mentioned that such things could happen, because the police had never seen the criminals in these cases. Even when they encountered suspects, there was no evidence. She continued to tell that after the war, there were ghost stories in the city of Kagom about a woman who committed suicide, which was the beginning of the package tag legend. Therefore, her teacher recommended that she get to know a scholar from the city of Kakonawa, and she was planning to talk to him. As Ria was about to walk away, Thana told her that she had just encountered the ghost the night before. So, does that mean I will die tomorrow? Ria then said, in that case, we should hurry to consult the scholar. The two then drove to the city of Kakonawa. Because they arrived, they received additional news that, about 10 years ago, a woman attempted suicide by jumping from a pedestrian bridge to be hit by a train, which severed her lower body. After that, rumors spread about a ghost without a lower body. When asked why the woman tried to take her own life, they were told that there wasn't much information yet, but it was believed to be related to a crime. That was why she might have gone insane, even though she had only half a body. Scholars believed it was just a rumor among children. When asked about the woman's whereabouts, the scholar had his assistant Teke take them there. Upon arrival, they met the daughter of the house owner, who told them that the woman who committed suicide was once a very beautiful nurse and disliked the color red immensely. If she had anything red, she would throw it away. The reason for her suicide was due to American soldiers who harmed her during the war after she returned from work. Because she was beautiful, she became a target. It was said that she was raped while she was still a virgin, which left her psychologically traumatized. After finishing their conversation, the two girls drove Takeda back, and before he walked away, he told them that if the ghost, Kitu, might actually exist, it could be related to the woman who committed suicide. This was a rumor from when he was in middle school, and there was a memorial built at the site where she died. At that time, her younger sister would go there every day with snacks and flowers to offer, but after her sister passed away, the memorial fell down, and the legend of the area began from there. If they could restore the memorial to its original state, perhaps these terrible events would not occur. Eventually, the two girls decided to go to the location of the memorial. They searched until it got dark because this incident happened a long time ago, and the roads had changed completely. But finally, they arrived and found the fallen memorial engraved with the name Kachiva Eriko. Both were very happy, and suddenly, a gust of wind blew in, which was a warning that something was approaching them. They hurriedly tried to lift the memorial back up, while at the same time, Takeda was rushing towards them. Once they successfully set the memorial upright, the wind calmed down, and everything seemed to return to normal. However, shortly after they returned to rest in the car, suddenly, a strange sound came from behind the car. When they turned to look, they saw a package approaching them. Both were very startled, and quickly stepped on the gas to drive away, while Kitu was running after their car. The DNA seemed to be losing its mind from fear, and then it occurred to her that, if the ghost disliked the color red, it was reminiscent of the fact that every victim who had died had something red with them. Rina asked what they should do, since their car was red, and Takeda was approaching their car at high speed. She decided to pull the handbrake, causing the car to skid and stop immediately. Takeda, who was running fast, crashed into the side door of the car, leaving a large dent, and then the sound of him disappeared. The two girls got out of the red car and tried to run away, but Kitu continued to chase them. She told Rina to get rid of all the red items, and to run quickly until they both entered the forest, where they got separated, leaving only Kana. Suddenly she heard a sound from the bushes, before something slowly emerged, which was a terrifying figure in front of her. She was extremely startled when her phone rang. Because if she picked it up, it turned out that her phone was also red, and the Teke gate that saw it immediately rushed towards her. The character quickly threw the phone away, and suddenly the Teke gate disappeared as well. The brutal night was about to pass, as the sun slowly began to shine. The character tried to walk out of the forest, while hearing Ryan's voice shouting for her. Ryan asked if she was still alive, because she was very worried about her. She told her to wait there, and she would come to her. Ryan walked through the thorny trees and found the character in front of her, but she was unaware that she was covered in red from the blood flowing from her wounds. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew past, and before Ryan knew it, the Teke gate rushed in and cut her body in half right before her eyes. Before it ran to her as the next target. But it doesn't end there. The scene cuts to Rihanna, who is still alive, not knowing why she wasn't killed by the Teke gate. After that day's events, she isolated herself in her room. At that moment, Takeda, the academic assistant who had previously told Rihanna to go to the memorial of the gate, stopped by to visit her with sweets in a red box. However, when Rihanna saw the red from the box, she became frantic. And the movie ended.